I'm gonna hit you so hard you won't see nothing. Ever, 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 ever.
Audio Skulls all day.
The lyric scientist forever.
That is the sound, folks, of a very satisfied individual or individuals that is known as the Mad Scientist Lab podcast, all right? And when it comes to satisfaction, something that we provide a lot of.
Satisfaction.
You hear it? You hear it? That's right. When it comes to the Mad Scientist Lab podcast, satisfaction is our number one goal, not only for you guys, but for ourselves as well. And with that being said, we are welcoming you. Yes, welcome. Here's the door. Here's the floor mat to episode 208. Oh, my God. The ball just keeps rolling. It's like this, where will it stop? You know where it's going to stop, folks? Cuba. You heard it here first. But a lot has happened since the last time you saw us, which was 6 days ago.
Well, less than that.
Well, yeah, so we were very, very lucky last week to have our good friend John from Wisconsin, to all of the viewers and the guys in the chat, very well known as Epic, join us last week for put it this way, another fun-filled weekend that we cram into like a 48-hour span.
He's in chat, by the way.
Hey, what's up, bud? We're doing the show tonight because why not? And so last week, Epic was over, came all the way down from the frozen tundra known as Wisconsin. I'm sure it's frozen even in the summertime. Wouldn't surprise me. And he, again, just like Santa Claus, coming from the North Pole around the Christmas time, or obviously for Christmas because that's when he comes around. He just comes down bearing goodies, one after the other, He is like the guy that has the magic hat with the rabbit. He reaches in.
Just keeps pulling shit out.
And he just keeps pulling things
wouldn't
out.
Wouldn't it be rags?
Yeah, well, I think that's fair.
Yeah, because the rags go...
Have you ever seen anybody pull a rabbit out of a hat?
Maybe when I was a kid one time.
Now that you say that, I don't think I've actually ever seen that.
That's a very old magic trick.
It is, and it's cliche to say the least. But
Yeah.
if you think, have you guys ever seen anybody take a rabbit out of a hat? You know, that obviously is...
See, that's warm. He says 28 degrees. That's warm for there. Right? I get it. Shit, it was 60 when I came out over here. 62. I'm like, it's fucking nighttime in the middle of November.
Yeah, we are...
And it's fucking 60-some degrees.
I would say the last 2 days of weather here have been actually very pleasant. Not
I've been in the house,
unseasonably pleasant, if I can, kind of put that in there. It is the middle of November.
I don't mind it because I don't fucking like cold. So the warmer the better.
I don't mind cold, but I don't like the wind, and that doesn't really not happen at any point. It always seems to be kind of a mix. But regardless, Epic came down. We had an epic weekend. Not only doing the podcast, but traveling early Sunday morning up to good old Pittsburgh. And Jared, I was telling my mother how much of a great time that you actually had while we were there.
Uh-huh.
And I was legitimately shocked. Not that you had a good time, but you told me you had a good time.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so hold on. Hear me out. So, I know you have no stake. So we went to the Packers-Steelers game up in Pittsburgh this past weekend. Obviously, I'm happy because I got away with a win, and Epic, unfortunately, did not, but he was a very good sport about it.
He wasn't a you.
I'm not an alcoholic anymore, sir.
That has nothing to do with it.
Shut up. They're my
family.
family.
You still would have been pissed.
I would have been pissed because I've been... It's not fun going when you lose. It's a 4-hour drive. It makes it a long way home. And he actually has a longer way home
I
for
just
us.
sleep the whole way. That's what...
You did. You did for quite a while. And that's cool. But
first of all, Clay is used to that. Whenever we go somewhere far, that's why I sit in the back, because my ass is gonna go fuck to sleep.
I'm cool with it. Shout out to Clay. Thanks for letting me drive your Range Rover, almost killing us in the process.
I forgot you drove. That's why I woke up.
Yeah, no, but it is a top-heavy car. Was not expecting it to move in that manner when I was just changing lanes, but we are still here. We did not do, in the words of Falco from Star Fox, do a barrel roll. All right, we did not do that. Okay.
Stop eating the goddamn microphone. I don't know. Maybe I just need to turn my headphones down.
Turn my headphones up. So we're not going to do that.
I think it sounds good when I do the edit, but god damn.
Yeah, and I am a very loud.
Yo,
you're not
yeah.
the- yeah. No, my people at work tell me. I get yelled at work. They're like, RJ, shut
I
the
tell
fuck
you,
up.
I used to tell you at the bars, I'm like, RJ, I'm standing like 2 feet away from you. You don't have to fucking scream in my face.
It's weird. I don't know. I can't. I don't want to say I can't help it, but I don't mean to do it. If that,
No, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, but I remember when we were walking back after the game was over, and we're kind of going up the street to where the parking lot is, and you were like, you know what, this was really cool. I had a good time, and I was like, the fuck?
What?
You know?
Why do you think?
I don't know, man. Because
Have you've never been anywhere with me?
I've been in plenty of places with you, or I would like to think so.
Yeah, but other than a bar, like going play.
No.
Well, here. Okay, so here's the thing. I think what it is you probably have this stigma about me from just when we go out to fucking whatever the local bar is at the time, or I don't know. But
I think I know. what it
I am a person who is like, it's about like the experience for me. Like, because we don't know when we're gonna be fucking gone off this motherfucker. That's why, like, I don't want to say get upset, but it kind of perturbs me when you're like, oh, I don't want to get on a plane and do this and that. I'm like, bruh, you're gonna miss out on a lot of shit just by fucking staying in the house all goddamn day. I'm fucking here for hopefully a good time and a long time. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to get as much as I can in. And so, it's like, for me, it was more about the experience and just something new besides fucking staring at my fucking wall all day.
Well, no, and I 100% agree with you. I think what really kind of, I guess, put my mind in that position is, obviously when we went to a football game, you have no stake in either team. I know you probably would have been, jokingly, making fun of me if we would have lost.
100% I wanted Green Bay to win that fucking game.
I know. Don't worry, I could tell. I
told
knew that.
Clay, I told Clay, and I told Rody the other day too. I was like, I wanted Green Bay to win. But
No,
it is
and what I was going to say is that with maybe the last 20 seconds of the game, which lasted like what felt like 10 minutes with all the commotion going on.
Well, it is football.
It is football, and folks, if you ever get to the 2-minute warning, make sure you wait at least another half hour.
Plus, seeing a game from that angle, and like, I haven't been to a game. I think the last time I went with our buddy Solomon, we sat pretty much. Actually, we were closer on that game. That was the game that Alex Smith broke his leg.
You did go to that game. That's
Yeah.
right. I do remember that now that you say that.
So, but seeing it from that angle, like, you get to see how the plays develop. Like, you can't really see the same thing on TV. You see them setting up a formation, but then there's stuff that you see for each player doing that you might not be able to see on TV.
Yeah, because
And it's like I can see the angle of their feet. Like, oh, he's gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or he's just gonna step off to block. Like, if you look at Deion Sanders will talk about this shit when he's talking about different positions, how he would guard somebody. He can look at their feet and see what they're gonna do. Like, that's how. And you've heard stories about linemen, like, when they put their hand down, like the whites of their knuckles, that means the blood circuit, so they're gonna be fucking planning in. It's whole detail to the shit.
Oh, I'm sure there are a lot of tiny things. Obviously, we are not professional
But you
football
get to
players.
yeah. But you get to see all that stuff, and you get to see how the plays actually develop, as opposed to,
Just the camera kind of panned in on
on
the offensive
what they
line.
want you to see instead of like now I can my eyeballs can look over here, even though the camera is over here. But I can see what's going on defense. I'm like, oh, that's fucking clearly a fucking defensive whatever, blah, blah, blah.
And I think what put me in that mindset when I was like, whoa, Jared had a great time. And I'm glad, dude. I really, really am, dude. I'm glad we got to go out and you got to experience, that little portion of town, which is obviously probably the biggest part of town. Besides PNC Park, which is just adjacent to it.
Well, I was saying that. I was like, we should come up to a Nats Pirates game at some point.
Oh, yeah, dude. I'd be more than happy to. PNC is a beautiful park, man. It really is.
Most baseball parks are. But.
And it does, you can't tell from driving over the one bridge, but when you have a decent seat in that park and you can see out onto the river and the rest of the city, it really is an incredible view. No, but I think what really put me in that mindset was that I think it's because we were in, I guess, my territory, my safe space, and you were just like, you know what, this place is pretty cool, and I'm just like, collective gasp. I really think that's what that was. I was like, yo, Jared,
I really think you don't fucking think I have appreciation for life, motherfucker. Like, what is this? What are you talking about?
Yes, he has no soul, folks. That's what I found out years ago. No. But no, I'm just happy you had a good time, man. Because
motherfucker, did you have a good time? You talking about my elation? What about your elation?
I had a great time.
Okay,
dude.
Then fucking stop putting it on me.
Well, no, but just because I know you're just kind of going out to watch two football teams and I know that you don't have that passion anymore for that stuff too. And
but this is what I keep trying to everybody. This is what I'm trying to, I guess, make you understand about where I'm at with football. Like I said before, and I don't know if I've said it on here, but I've told plenty of people, it's like I just don't have emotional investment in the game anymore because I started to find out that. And then just looking at other people, how it affects them, it's like their team loses, their whole fucking week is done. It's like, the fuck? Why are you gonna let somebody who has no control over your life dictate what the fuck you're doing? And like, it just doesn't. At some point in my life, it just started to click in my head. It's like, it doesn't make sense. I'm letting somebody else run my life, and I was just done with it.
And you're not wrong with that thought process, man. You're not.
I know I'm not.
Anyway, but I think overall the experience for me, you, for Epic, for even though Clay's been there, more than I'd care to admit.
Yeah, but it was cool to have him there too.
Yeah, you got to, and I will say this: my experience this time, as opposed to when we went at the beginning of the season, was much better. Everybody we sat around was really, really cool. Besides the one guy that was bitching about Epic's giant cheese head that he was wearing.
I think he was joking, though, wasn't he?
Maybe. If he was joking, I don't know. They were, you guys were talking about it in the car, or Clay was, or on the way back.
You're talking about when we were walking.
Yeah, no, when we were, you guys, I didn't hear it, but apparently during the game when John had his cheese head on, one of the guys behind us who was being very friendly the entire time, apparently had said something to him, said he couldn't see, like, the game or something. Well, if there's if you're at a game and there's not a play happening on the field, you're not missing anything.
Well, first of all, that guy was a Pittsburgh fan, number one, wasn't he? Yeah. So fuck off, your dude. You're on the visitor side. Like, if you want to fucking go cheer your team, go on the other side.
And I don't, and I'm not disagreeing with you by any means. But
he was just mad because it was a Green Bay thing. I don't think you can always lean around. Or something.
You can lean, you can turn. It's
I always get upset with people like that at fucking events and shit. And I even did it. I was doing it at the F1 race. Like, people were standing up, and I would stand up because if people in front of me are standing up, then I'm gonna fucking stand up because I can't see at this point.
Well, that's typically when I stand as well.
But the motherfuckers who get mad at you for standing up, but while you're behind them, it's like, do what the fuck I did. Stand your ass up. Like,
yeah, I mean, you're there for
you're
3.5 hours.
Not F1 race is 2 hours. I mean, you're actually in the bleachers for the 2 hours of the race. That's unless it's raining or whatever. But same thing with like baseball. People get sit down. Like, no, fuck off. I'm here to cheer my team on. Don't get me mad because you fucking, I don't know, didn't know how to pick a seat better. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
You're right though. If you're, put it this way, we all pay money to go see our favorite sports teams, racers, whatever it is. There should be, as Jared's saying, it's kind of an unwritten rule. If somebody stands up in front of you, more than likely the rows in front of those people are standing. It's a ripple effect. It's kind of like the wave, if you in a sense, which obviously is not really a common.
The wave to me is like cheersing. We don't need it anymore. Look, RJ's about to get upset right now.
No, I will. No.
You're crushing all fiber of my being.
No. I would rather. I've only been part of like one wave in my life, to be completely honest with you.
I've been a part of way too many.
Yeah, so I have no problem ditching the wave, but I don't cheers everybody, but I feel cheers is a little more sacred than the wave. If I had to, pick one of the two.
I'm good either way.
But we were able to get out to Pittsburgh. We thought it was going to be freezing cold, but we ended up sitting in the sun that was beaming down.
First of all, fuck off. That sun felt amazing. And,
Oh.
and that's another thing, sir. That you should appreciate that. You could have been sitting on the other side and been cold.
That's true. That's true.
I know. I've got all the points today. How many
know.
more points you need me to shoot down
Well,
for you?
but I had dressed and prepared for as if I was going to be sitting in some frozen tundra, to a degree.
No, we didn't do the wave. I'm just we're just talking about the wave because it just popped into my brain.
And so I had these mittens on. All right, they show the tips of my fingers.
Those were not mittens. Those were gloves. They were cut off gloves, fingerless gloves. Mittens are the ones with the fucking. It covers your whole fucking thing.
Yeah, but it's still like the same fabric as a mitten, though.
That's fine, but those are not mittens. Those are gloves without fingers.
But wouldn't it still be a mitten though if it's made
No,
of the
bro.
same?
I just explained to you what a mitten is.
I
You
know
want me
what
to look
mittens.
it up?
I know what mittens are, but
Okay.
I'm saying, isn't it still mitten like?
No.
These are mittens.
They're different. I'll look it up for you.
I should have named my fucking cat Mittens now that I think about it, but it's all right.
That's a good name. Get another cat.
Oh, what the fuck, dude? Do you know the cost of paying for an animal, dude? Oh
I
my
know. That's
God.
why I didn't get a dog yet.
Dude, my cat is not. Actually, my cat's the most spoiled person in this whole house. Now that I think about it.
That's usually how it goes.
Okay, so I see these. I've never been a huge fan of the rounded out ones.
Those are mittens.
Mittens to me are gloves that are made of like cotton.
No, bro.
Those are gloves to me.
Okay, no. See,
These are gloves.
look. Look, it even said made with the same material, but mittens are warmer. Unlike with gloves, your fingers can share warmth. Mittens have what does it say? Have
less.
also
totals.
have less total surface area by body heat to escape.
I feel like my whole life is a lie after reading this, because those to me, all four of those images, even though they all roughly look the same,
They don't look the same at all.
One
One is fully. It's like putting your hand in a pouch. The
I
other
under-
one is like you have to individually put each finger into one of those spots.
Yeah, but those are more glove-like to me.
That's what a glove is, bro.
I understand
It
that.
has nothing to do with the material.
I get that. So that to me is a glove. But what I was wearing, I feel like is a mitten.
Wait, what do you mean that to you is a glove? One's a glove, one's a mitten.
A mitten to me is the fabric that it's made out of.
I just told you it doesn't matter what the material is.
Well, that's why I said I feel like my whole life is a lie.
Somebody come get this guy.
Dude, folks.
And look, they're even Steelers colors, so there you go.
Well, I guess that's fair. What is the difference between mittens and gloves?
It says it right there.
I don't want your definitions or your Mr. Webster.
This
over
is
here.
from REI, the fucking camping equipment company.
Mittens are warmer than gloves, made with the same materials because unlike with gloves, your fingers can share warmth. I mean, I understand it, but it's still, I don't know. This is complicated.
It's
more
not complicated at all.
It's very complicated.
And Epic made a good point. He's surprised that your fucking gloves are not still on.
So that's kind of what I was getting at. So the guy sitting behind us, because we woke up so early in the morning, put my gloves on because it's a little chilly around here, and I wore them the entire day.
I know. You look like a dock worker. You had your Steelers thing. Like you just came from fucking unloading a fucking semi. That's what you look like a union worker.
Shout out to Epic. All right.
No, he's the guy that drives it. You're the guy that fucking
What, I'm the
that
loader?
unloads it. You
Yeah.
unload and load the fucking truck
I've always preferred that style of glove. All right.
because your fucking ancestry is from fucking Pittsburgh. That's
Yeah,
why.
yeah.
Bunch of coal mining fucking.
I like gloves like that. I do. I don't. I definitely hate the rounded out shit. That stuff.
But that's what a mitten is. They're definitely warmer.
I believe that. I understand that. But well, I
Now
guess
the only thing with mittens is, let's put it this way: if I was climbing Mount Everest, I would much rather have mittens than gloves.
yeah, for obviously the warmth of your fingers, you don't
Yeah.
want to get hypothermia or anything like that.
The only thing about gloves is you can't. I mean, not gloves. With mittens, you can't do a lot because you don't have the same dexterity with your fingers as you would with a glove.
Yeah, this is honestly a topic for the ages. But
Phobia's in the building.
oh, really? What's up, Phobe?
You want to know what he said?
I don't know. It's probably something that just degrades me because the motherfucker doesn't even get on the line and play with me because he's too cool.
He said RJ likes. He's probably busy, motherfucker.
He's not busy.
He said RJ likes fingerless gloves because it makes it easier for him to get to his butthole.
Oh, you know what? It's crazy. When I do wipe my ass with the fucking dignity that you used to have, then we can talk. Fucking jag off.
Dignity that he used to have? What does that mean?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Fucking hater.
Sounds a bit personal. Phobia, I think you need to take something up with him. You guys need to have a discussion.
Yeah. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to play. He just wants to come in and say his 2 cents. That's all.
Okay. He's very upset at you.
That's okay. That's all right.
See,
Imagine,
there it is. Yep.
Yeah.
He called it. He said RJ misses me. It's probably true. He wouldn't be fucking so fucking crying like a bitch right now.
No, it's not being a bitch. No, there's a lot to it. He just thinks he's a lot better than me in everything he does. So that's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's not a big deal. I don't really care.
It's quite possible. See, he's been busy. Like I get it, Phobia.
Busy what? Playing with other people? You fucking jag off.
Oh, now see, that would be a different story.
Yeah,
I can't have your back.
Remind me.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I can't have your back if that's true. So
yeah, it's okay. It's okay. And honestly, most of the time I do get online late at night. He's normally not on, so it's probably a difference in time. You fucking jag off. But anyway.
He say he's flying all over the country.
Doing what? And he's probably gonna say, "I'm making millions of dollars playing Halo," and I hope you are, buddy. I really do. He's actually somebody who I would like to ask how he feels about the new season. But we can talk about that later. Anyway,
please.
Later. Yeah. Don't worry about it. So we get up to Pittsburgh, and we do the whole tailgate process. And I know you obviously ate more than I did, and I want to tell you, when I get excited,
I'm telling you that was definitely an anxiety. Fucking something was going on. I was like, this motherfucker has not eaten all day. Like, how the fuck? I am starving. Like, plus I'm about to drink. There's no fucking way I'm about to go in this stadium without food in my stomach.
It's one. I was really, really pumped for the game, and two, I was really pumped for the game.
Oh, that's why he asked me if you want, he's a pilot.
Yeah, I know. Who? Phobia?
Yeah.
He's been in aviation for.
So what the fuck are you talking about? You were didn't you ask me about Flight Simulator because of that?
Yeah, no,
because he plays them, right?
Yeah, he plays them, and it's been his career path for a long time.
Don't listen to him, Phobia.
No, don't. No. You're not using that reverse psychology bullshit on me.
He's fucking doing his job.
No, he's not.
What?
Yeah, he's full of gas.
Now I'm curious. What do you fly?
I'm
not talking to you. I'm talking to him. You could send your scenario there.
No. But when I get really, really excited for stuff, I just can't, man. I legitimately cannot do it. Like, I have to get whatever it is that's got me all amped up out of the way, and then once I settle down a tad bit, I'm good. Like, I'm happy to be there with you guys. I'm happy to be. I'm just happy to be out of the house. We're gonna go see a game with my buddies. I really wanted to win, thank God.
Well, we know who has the better fight or flight response here.
Actually, I'm very good at that, so I don't ever want to hear that. I don't want.
That is a flight response. That's not fight response.
I understand that, but did I leave? I actually.
No, you didn't. You didn't.
Yeah, and I got us home. So no, and that was another thing. I knew I had to drive, so that's why I kind of didn't go overly crazy with the drinking. I just, I wanted to make sure we were safe. But when I get really amped up and ready for something,
that's right, you were driving.
I just can't do it, man. I gotta settle down.
This motherfucker RJ went to go to the bathroom, came back with like 5 waters for everybody. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't want water.
Well, no, what I was thinking. So when the game started, and John, by the way, you're famous. You were on TV, by the way.
So we all were.
Yeah, well, no, that photo you might be, but that was when I was downstairs getting water. Yeah, that was when I was downstairs getting water.
Because people said they could see the hat.
Yeah, so I sat down, and John was like, we're on TV. I said, you're on TV, motherfucker. I was like, I had to get some water. Because I thought about I don't like missing kickoff or right before kickoff with the national anthem and stuff. At least when I'm there at the game, because it just adds to the feel of it and the importance to it, at least for me. And it's like, all right, got that out of the way. Here, everybody's sitting down. I know the lines are really short, or for the most part. And I initially was going to get like one or two, obviously for myself, but I was like, well, fuck it. You know, I'm not really. And John, thank you again, man, for the tickets. This visit was kind of on the house, I think, for a majority of us. So I was like, fuck it, man. I was like, if these guys need some, or even if they don't want one, I'll take it. So I just bought them. And believe it or not, those 4 or 5 waters I bought, actually, as crazy as it sounds, it only cost me about $23, which is still ridiculous for bottles of water. But I thought it was relatively okay for the quantity I bought at a ballpark. I'm sure it's only like $2 cheaper here.
I got the one beer I got cheaper, definitely cheaper than a beer at Nats Park.
Oh, dude, a beer at Nats Park is probably $4 more. Easy.
It's probably, I think, yeah, because if I get 2, it'd be, it's 16 per. If I get 2, like Goose Islands or some shit.
Yeah, and so
$32.
So we go out, you know, we're the
like
game, and you know it's crazy, man. I didn't really know what to expect. As a fellow Steelers fan, didn't really know what to expect out of this game. I know the Packers are having a rough season.
What do you mean, fellow Steelers fan? Ain't no fellow here. Keep going.
So whoever watches it or listens, Yinzer mob. Anyway, we actually were treated to one hell of a football game, for the most part, and
weather was good. The game was good.
Yeah,
people were good.
Yeah, dude, it was literally like it couldn't have really gotten any better than that.
I did notice when I was sitting there, I had all black on at one point, and I was like, oh, these motherfuckers think I'm with them.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's
I'm not with you. I'm fucking against you for real.
No, and I will say this: when you go to any sporting event, I'm sure some of you have, your whole experience is dictated, 1, on your level of fandom, but 2 is probably the people around you.
That's probably 95% of it.
And I'll tell you, folks, we were luckily enough, and this is probably because John was sent from God somewhere at some point 187 years ago, and he just doesn't age. It was like, John, we will bless your friends and you with these good seats and surrounding fellow members of whatever. And that's what happened. Everybody we were talking to was nice. The gentleman and the young lady the couple, I should say, sitting next to me were awesome, from West Virginia. She pulled out a doobie and she said, hey, should I light this up? And I was like, no. Smoke my weed pen. Smoked it with her and got high with a woman I've never met before, and her boyfriend was cool as shit. And, Clay was talking to the older gentleman in front of us, and John was talking to the guy. You know, it was just a good experience. Everybody was having a good time, and that is all you can really ask for. Good weather, good people, good food. Now, I want to tell you something. I know for a good 40 minutes or so, you were like, RJ, if you don't eat this bread or this chicken breast, I'm going to murder you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I still want to murder you for that.
Yeah, so what I want to tell you is I actually did, in fact, try the bread. And I did, in fact.
I had you warm it up, too. I was like, put the piece of bread
Yeah. So let me tell you something. When me and John went out Saturday, we went over to a local spot that is kind of classy for this area-ish, if you want to call it that. Mm-hmm. And he got himself a nice grilled cheese sandwich with some pulled pork on it or something. And I was like, look, dude, that looks great. I said, but whatever you do at home, it's probably not going to even compare to it, right? Well, I mean, it could.
What do you mean?
I'm just saying if he's accustomed to hunting and getting his meat like from the source,
you're saying whatever
you eat here might be good.
Okay,
but
gotcha.
You know, it just might not be.
That's anywhere. Like if I cook my own food, that's gonna be better than what I get outside.
Which is fine, and he loved it and enjoyed it. So this chicken breast, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think for a moment, I thought when I had it, I was like, this is fucking delicious. I could probably eat like if you had like one of those
Oh yeah, a big ass bowl. Of
but
it.
just huge and nothing else.
Well, no,
You
The-
might want to throw some
that bread,
greens in there.
the bread on
Yeah,
there.
Yeah,
Maybe some like, I don't know, some kind of like maybe the hot sauce or barbecue sauce.
yeah.
I know that's very black of me, but hey, whatever. Just to add a little bit to it, but with the fucking the homemade beer, what is it? Beer,
cheese.
bacon, and cheese bread, and the fucking chicken in that. Oh, bruh.
Yeah. So then I thought about it as I'm eating this. I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking, fuck, because
I had all kinds of fucking shit. I was like, yo, take some of the sauce and put it on the fucking sausage.
yeah, dude, I'm telling you guys, and this is why I brought up the whole Jared had a good. Jared was out there pointing like, hey, yo, I never met you. Eat this. Yo, eat this. Nom, 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 nom. He was like, yo, bro, like, I don't think I've ever really seen you.
That was
Like that in my
was
life.
Tara's family though.
That is Tara's family. Shout out to Gemma. Love you, sweetheart. They're always very wonderful when we go out there. But yeah, that's Tara's family. But I don't know if you seemed so natural for not that you aren't.
I mean,
that
well, I was
time.
kind of buzzed too, but
Oh yeah. When the first time you told me that you're like, I had a great time. I was like, this motherfucker
yeah,
drunk.
I just like, again, it's for me, it's the experience of the whole thing. It's not just, I don't know, man. It's just I just don't understand how you think I would have a bad time.
I didn't think you were gonna have a bad time, but I was happy to see you happy.
Oh, okay.
I know this is weird. We can hug afterwards.
No, we're not doing that.
We will. Anyway,
no, we're not.
but all in all, just a really, really fun weekend with Epic, who graces us graciously recently in the last few years. Once a year, we have enough Kesslers to last us until, we'll put it this way, next November. to become... When we go upstairs, I just want you to open my cupboard, dude.
I don't even want to know.
You don't want to look at it. I looked at it and I was like, I haven't drank in a while, right?
Nah, I told you that.
Dude, and put it this way, there is no shortage of fun around here for quite a while. And but that also leads me to what we were just talking about food, the chicken breast. Your dad is a genius. Don't get rid of him ever. We will come and do whatever we can to preserve him, because that shit was fire, dude. The wings that we randomly got, dude, those wings we bought were like Walmart wings. Not knocking Walmart, but it just kind of amazes me how we marinated them, threw them on the grill, and they were fire, dude. Those sriracha wings, money. And I like the mango a lot too, money. So, you can't do any wrong to us, sir. So please continue to be great. And if you're not, we'll have some words on our own time. But just saying. But the drive up to Pittsburgh was fun. I pooped. I took a nice dump in some random gas station. Well, was it a gas station?
It can't be a fucking the Mad Scientist Lab podcast without fucking RJ talking about some poop or butthole.
No. I'm not talking about anybody's butthole but my own. All right. And my bad. Can you edit that out?
No.
I don't want you to.
We'll be right back.
Yeah, there you go. Dude, and that's when we should have like a little banner or something.
Oh,
But
yeah, he took a shit at the truck stop.
So, do you know what was, because like when we got there, it was the first stop we took, which is maybe 45 minutes outside of Pittsburgh, depending on traffic.
I didn't want to start anything. If I even tried to, and I actually started, because when you're in those positions, you might not finish fully, so you might have to go again later at some point.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I got worried
I didn't
about.
want to start anything. I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna let my fucking stomach chill for a minute. Like, it somehow was gonna know that we're not in a position to be taking shit.
Your body knows this stuff too, and it's kind of crazy the way your mind. Because if your mind is no good, your body is no good. Please remember that. A drunk man taught me that, and I don't know where he is. But anyway, so we get there, we relieve ourselves, go inside, take a piss at this pretty beefy looking rest area that's got a Burger King and a Starbucks all crammed into one kind of thing, as well as a 7-Eleven. Hey, they're everywhere. So we get out, stretch my legs, take a piss, and then it's like, hey, let me call my mom. My mom's like, hey, how's the drive, blah, blah, blah. Hey, we're almost there. And then I kind of felt it, and I was just like, maybe I should just wait till we get there.
Well, look, bro, nah, fuck that. Because me and John were outside waiting. And I was like, I told him, I was like, if this motherfucker's in there, because I was hungry as fuck. And I was like, I'm just going to wait until we get to where we're going and then fucking get some food. But I was like, if he's in there, order some shit from fucking Burger King. And he doesn't ask me if I want a fucking chicken sandwich, I'm going to lose my mind. I haven't had a Burger King chicken sandwich in forever.
Yeah.
And as hungry as I was at that moment, I really wanted one. And I was like, this motherfucker's taking his sweet fucking time. All this shit, like he's got his fucking newspaper with his legs up taking a shit in the fucking goddamn truck stop.
So hear me out. Like as I've gotten older, we have talked about it on the show. Taking a shit in public is, it's different for everybody. It really is. If you're comfortable, do you have a clean stall?
It has to be an emergency.
Yeah, and it does. Well, for me, it does not have to be an emergency. I've learned it's like, hey, you know what? When you got to go, you got to go. No point in kind of trying to prolong it because you never know when you might get an opera. And that's, I think, what it was, is I was afraid if we would have left in 30 minutes down the road, it's like, yo, hey, guys, like we really got to stop because I unfortunately have to use the restroom. I was trying to avoid all that. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do my business now, get it out of the way, and that way we can enjoy the tailgate the game, and we don't have to worry about, RJ's got to take a shit.
Yeah, we could have fucking got there. Like Epic said, when he got there, he fucking shitted in the fucking porta john that was right there in the where we were parked at.
I understand that.
And
had I had to shit at that time, I would have done that. But it was kind of in its process.
If we had an hour to go, you could have held that.
It depends.
And then, well, I mean, or you could have just wore some Depends. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. There you go. Okay, that. I like that. I like that a lot. Oh, smooth Jared Smith on the podcast.
And yeah, you're right. You had the cookies, but I just know my stomach. Like if I don't, as hungry as I was, if I would have ate those cookies, I would have felt sick, and I didn't want any fucking
sugar
feeling. Yeah, I didn't want any fucked up feeling. So I was like, I need fucking protein.
Yeah,
a base for that before I go in on anything else.
Yeah, dude, put it this way. You're going to notice a big difference before you drink if you eat a salad or if you eat a piece of fucking ribeye or steak. Yeah, huge difference. Huge difference.
I know my body.
Yeah. My choice.
That's anyway. A Bill Cosby, the Cosby Show reference, not the actual person Bill Cosby.
You mean the Bill Cosby? No, so what kind of took me a minute, one, I was kind of on the phone with my mom for a minute, and she was just.
Oh no, he's not a shy pooper. He pooped in the fucking truck stop like it was like with it was like basically no door on the motherfucker.
So no. So what I did, what I was looking for is, I don't. At this point in my life, if I gotta go, I gotta go. I just want to make sure the stall I'm going in is as remotely as clean as possible. Remotely, and I'm using that word very vague.
Tall order for a truck stop, my friend. It's not a Buc-ee's over there. That was like a welcome center.
Well,
which are the worst.
Yeah. Welcome. Here's your shitter. So I found one at the very end that was
welcome to Pennsylvania. Here's a dirty fucking shitter.
I swear Pennsylvania's not like that.
Bro, every welcome center has the worst. It's public fucking space.
Yeah,
so
it's in between a mountain and another mountain. Yeah. So yeah,
between two titties. So you motorboated a fucking toilet.
Well, there we go. It actually makes me pooping feel a lot better about myself. I'm not gonna lie. So I found a stall. It was clean. So I sit down, do my business, and just like you said, like when we kind of started this, are you done? Like, are we finished? Yeah. Is this going to be a problem 10 minutes from now? And I think that's kind of what took me a little more time, because did my business. I sat there. There was nobody around me. I could hear people using the urinals. And then, essentially, by the time I was finished up and about to come back out to you guys washing my hands, a gentleman had walked into maybe a stall or two away from me, went in. That was bad, dude. Like, some people, see, I'm a little self-conscious about the fart noises I make when I'm in public. I mean, I think that's what it is.
It was probably, oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. What the fuck?
Sound effects?
No, it was probably that might have been an emergency. Usually,
I get that.
That's what emergency sounds like. Like, you have no control over.
Yeah, and it didn't sound pleasant, but he sounded like he felt better.
You know the worst bathrooms on the fucking planet? You wouldn't know this because Phobia will know this. The worst bathrooms on the planet are fucking airports.
Like in the airport in general.
In the airport, bro. It is the most rank shit you'll ever smell.
Yeah,
and you see people coming in there cleaning, but it's like, what the fuck have you been cleaning for the last 20 minutes? Because it smells like ass in here. There's toilet paper all over the floor. It's
because you got people packed on 15-hour flights who.
It depends on the airport, yeah, but it's a constant rotation of butts on fucking toilets and just flushing and non-flushing and piss. And you don't know what people eat. You don't know their fucking diets. Like, you don't know what the fuck they drank.
And I think
if they're ill or not.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that because when I decide to especially take a shit in a public place, those things, like most people, it'll run through my mind. Who sat here before me? Blah, blah, blah.
In the airport, though, like, again, that's emergency situations. Like, you've been on that plane for, I don't know, fucking 8 hours coming from Hawaii, and it maybe is a bunch of turbulence, so you couldn't really stand up, or you're on the fucking middle, or middle or fucking window seat, so can't get out. It's a whole thing. Like,
no, but I will say that I took a good maybe 3, 4, maybe even 5 extra minutes just to make sure I was finished up, that it was just something that wasn't passing by, and we went back on to the road and on to the promised land. And do you know what I thought was really cool, dude? Is when you were looking at all the old houses and the kind of the surrounding area before we got into the city, and how it's very for anybody who's ever been to Pittsburgh, who has never been to Pittsburgh, and I'm sure it's not the only city in America like this. I'm sure there's a plethora of them. But as you kind of
what?
Plethora.
It's plethora.
What?
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
My God, my life is a lie. There are a lot of older styled houses, neighborhoods, streets, just businesses that look, if for the lack of a better word, kind of ancient,
or just closed down.
Closed down, you know.
I think that's a lot of like rural. If I can get this out, a lot of rural areas in America now.
Jared, I'd like to give yourself a round of applause. That was good.
After COVID, I think a lot of shit shut down, and I don't know, man. There's just a lot of places like that. If you don't live in like a city or near a major city,
yeah,
you're more than likely gonna have like bad areas.
Yeah, and while these areas, when me and Jared use the word bad, we mean bad in the sense of like not like
run down.
Yeah, like run down, like not crime ridden or anything like that, but just.
I mean, it could have been crime ridden, but usually the lower the income, the more crime that there is there.
Yeah, and
because it's just a way of life. Like, they're just trying to survive. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
That doesn't make necessarily. This is kind of a tough way to say this, but it doesn't mean that they're bad people, but they're just in bad situations.
No, and I learned that at a young age. I'm sure we've all had.
We were all scared driving through there. Epic. He said he was a little bit scared driving through there.
No, dude. Dude, those people.
No, that shit looked fucking sketchy.
It's sketchy, but here, I'll tell you this much. When we first. When Epic was able to finally park his big old truck, his big old American truck.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that where we had to take that little cut through to try to get around the traffic.
Yeah.
That shit was sketch. And don't try to defend it. It was sketchy. It was boarded up houses next to a fucking perfectly good house, and like it was kind of sketchy, bro.
It is, but at the same time, that is. Like I told you when we got there, and I sounded so silly when I said it, but that I feel kind of closer to home when I see those kinds of things.
I know what you're
saying.
Yeah. Fucking backwood, fucking Detroit, be a Baltimore type shit. Yeah, I was talking to Cheeto about that last night. I was like, there were some parts of Pittsburgh that look like the pictures I've seen of Detroit, and like they're not good.
Yeah, I mean it's a city that's been there for a long time, and it's very
And the industry that they built on is gone now.
Yeah,
just like Detroit.
yeah,
Cars aren't built there anymore.
yeah.
I think Ford might still have their headquarters there, but they're not. The plant's not there anymore.
Yeah, so the way of living is obviously much, much different from what the city was founded on.
The money's gone,
Yeah.
bro.
But again, like I say, when I go out there, I just enjoy that. Obviously, because I have my family's from there, so I just enjoy that overall euphoric feeling.
Why are you not a Browns or a Cincinnati fan?
Because my family's originally from Pittsburgh. My mom's sister moved to Ohio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, dude, my uncle, and I hope to eventually one day have him on the show. He could probably break down because he grew up in Brownsville, where my mom and where he met my mom's sister, his wife. He is such a intelligent guy, man, when it comes to just how people were back then. He just knows stuff. So if he was here right now and we were to be like, hey, why is this like this, and that, just like little details, he could probably go on for hours if I had to guess. But it makes me feel kind of
This
good.
is true, Epic. This is true.
What am I, gay?
No.
Oh, I'm not, by the way. Just thought I'd point that out.
If you thought the same thing, it would be a different word, but we're not going to go into it.
Yeah. Anyway, but all in all,
Yep.
to-
He sure does.
what do I do now?
Don't worry about it. You're not reading chat, so it doesn't matter.
Well, my phone was almost dead, so
Yeah,
I
so
was trying to.
your phone's always almost dead.
Well, yeah, because I was at work and I used my phone like 88% of my day.
For what?
Calling my technicians, taking pictures of fucking.
Don't they have a
cars.
phone at the fucking dealership?
A phone? Yeah. Like, dude, when I have to find, like, if somebody walks up to me, hey, what's going on with my car? And I don't know, whoever's working on the sign around, hey, Siri, call this person. Like, hey, where's this car
Oh,
at?
you
Yeah,
tripping.
No, dude, that's how we all work.
Yeah, that's crazy. They need to either give y'all phones or fucking figure out a better system because that's crazy.
So, Jared, I'm going to be like you for a minute. And
What's
I
that?
mean that in the most professional, respectful way possible.
That doesn't sound very good, but
It,
okay.
it doesn't give you hope. I know. I'm sorry.
you mean my matter of factness? Is that what you mean?
If this is referring to you in the manner of which I think you're referring to yourself as,
Yeah.
then sure.
Okay.
This made me think of you so much. So my higher management came up to me and have been going up to several people, like managers do, like any boss, like your boss, my boss,
Mhm.
and they come up and they say, "Hey, how do we better the work environment, or how do we fix whatever is currently happening?"
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you, Jared, come up to RJ, or RJ, come up to Jared.
Yeah, because okay, keep going.
Regardless, I know what you were going to do.
No, keep going. Keep going.
You say, "Hey, why do you think this is happening, and what do you think we can do to make it better?"
Mhm.
And it's like, okay, so you're asking me a question,
Mhm.
right? And I said, well, hey, based upon my experience and everything that I have dealt with, blah, 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 I feel if we had this in place, not saying major changes or anything like that, just very minimal things, I think it would help a lot. And then you, or me, whoever is asking, and you're like, you know what? Thanks for telling me. No. And it's like, then why did you ask
Yeah,
me?
why the fuck did you ask me?
Yeah, why did you ask
So
me, right?
what part did you think I would say?
No, what I'm saying is that I think not for the first time in my life, but I think I kind of really just kind of saw it, and I'm like, hey, man, if you want to help and want to help change things, and you're asking me something to do to help,
Mhm.
and even if it's very minor, excuse me. But when I give you my honest feedback, you're like, oh, no, that's ridiculous. That's not going to work. And then you go up and ask the next person the same question you asked me. And they say the same thing. Oh, no, that's ridiculous. That's not going to work. So who's really the problem at the end of the day?
Interesting you brought this up. I started a new TikTok. Matter of fact, if you're on TikTok, follow Jared Lee Comedy on TikTok. Thank you. I started a new TikTok just so I could have one for comedy stuff and Like I want to start posting videos. But anyway, the Mad Scientist Lab one is the Mad Scientist Lab one. And Jared Lee Comedy is the other one. But so my algorithm's different now because it doesn't know what I like, as opposed to before I was liking stuff and whatever.
So was this like an experiment for you a little bit?
No, I legitimately want to do a comedy.
Oh, okay.
Comedy
yeah.
on, like I have my Instagram only for
Comedy,
Jared
yeah.
Lee Comedy. The same thing with the TikTok.
Check it out, folks.
Yeah, Instagram Jared Lee Comedy, and TikTok Jared Lee Comedy. Please follow. So the algorithm doesn't know. So I'm getting these. I keep getting, and they're very interesting. Like this guy, I think he's English, he's British or whatever, but people are sending him the screenshots of text messages between their manager and their boss, and a lot of it is like, "Yo, I'm gonna be 10." Like one of them is real crazy, and it started to make me think. But anyway, one of them was, "Yeah, I'm gonna be 10 minutes late. I got a flat tire. Just letting you know, basically. No, you need to be here on time." This is the response of the boss, like, or the manager. "You need to be here on time because this, that, and other thing." And it just goes into, and every one of them, the manager is condescending or not empathetic to the person's situation. Like I told, oh no, that's what it was. He told him, or if you're gonna be 10 minutes late, you need to take PTO. He was like, you need to either take an hour of PTO or get docked, like whatever, a point or whatever their fucking system is. And he was like, well, the person's like, well, I just need 10 minutes. I don't need to take full time. And eventually they go back and forth, and the person's being real professional about it. And eventually, yeah, I'm all right. Eventually, the person's like, well, I'll just do the hour of PTO, fine. And then the person's like, well, I'll see you in 10 minutes. He's like, hold up. No, you said I got to take PTO. I'm taking my full hour. I'll see you at fucking 7.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then then the manager still gets upset. It's like you just made me take this time.
And now you're mad about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I wouldn't say where I'm at is that anal. It might be like,
No, but I'm saying this account that I'm talking about, he reads a lot of these, and it's like it made me think about my situation when I was at Howard. Like, it was the same type of shit. Like one day I was in a bad place.
yeah.
Like it was like a mental. Like I was I had to go in the bathroom and have a mental breakdown. I know I fucking come off as like this real tough dude, but at this point I was going through some shit, and I fucking went in the bathroom and had a fucking basically. Not a panic attack. I guess it was a panic attack, but it was like a full mental breakdown.
Yeah, it happens.
And
Been there.
Before it happened, I was like, yo, hey, I need to go home. I just can't work right now. This motherfucker's like, you can't stay the rest of the day. I'm like, bro, I am not feeling it right now. So you would rather me sit there for the next 4 hours in this fucking state that I'm in, not getting any work done, than to let me just go and potentially still get some work done. You know what I'm saying? It's just, but there was a lot of incidents like that with this person, and I don't know. It's just that account that I was reading was just, it was like, bro, like there's a lot of motherfuckers out there like this,
And it's really sad, dude. And you know, I'm not trying to foreshadow anything, but I'm not really going to be, around too much longer in that place, because I will tell you, man, and this is for anybody out there, for everybody out there, you know, we all have somebody we work for or work under or whatever it is, whoever is roasting me.
No,
you.
nobody's roasting you.
All right.
They're roasting each other, and it's funny.
Oh, something different. You guys enjoy that. No, but I don't know, man. I know, as somebody who's worked under somebody, I know from being a general manager myself that, do you know why I was so good at what I did, man? And I'm going to toot my horn for like 2 seconds.
How did I know it was going to come back to RJ's management skills?
Well, no. Like, this is only a very tiny portion of it. Even sometimes when the high school, you know, the younger kids I worked with kind of, you know, annoyed me, drove me up a wall because they're kids, you know, they're not mine. They're going to do what they want. Sometimes it'd be like, man, I need to rip this kid an asshole, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, you know what? This kid's probably not going to work for me if I really just get pissed at him for being a lazy fucking teenager. And sometimes it's okay to get up in their ass. It's like, you know what? Today, I'm not going to yell at you because, you know what? One time, I literally took a week off of work and I lied. And I said, hey, I'm going out to this, and that. I did it to play the Halo Reach beta. You know, like.
I mean, I lied to managers all the time.
Yeah. And so when I guess
because if you don't lie, they're gonna I don't know.
They're gonna manipulate you into coming to work.
Yeah, or they'll be like, well, you're not really sick. You can't take a sick day. Like, fuck you. Don't tell me what I can and can't do.
No, that's almost
with my fucking time.
Yeah. Do you know what kind of pisses me off is when somebody says, hey man, if you need a day off, you need a doctor's note. Hey,
oh
guess
no.
what? Hey,
no,
bro,
fuck that.
Yeah,
I think that's illegal. Unless it's, I think that's illegal to be honest.
It should be. Do you know why? And I'm not. There are a ton of people out there that
isn't that against HIPAA?
It very well could be. Now that you,
I think it. Yeah, now that I think about it, it could be.
Because I'm sure we've all worked with a coworker who bullshits, doesn't pull their end, calls out all the time, making up excuses, blah blah blah. But dude, literally, if you wake up one morning and you're just feeling like ass, and you're just like you said, you had a moment at work and you had to leave.
Shit, there's been days I've been too hungover to fucking drive to DC, and I'm like, I am not.
Oh, dude, I wish
I got a stomach thing going on, bro. It's just not happening for me today.
Yeah, and nobody. I mean, but you're right. That is a scenario. Calling in sick to work is probably one of the most. One of the more pressured feelings because it's like, one, they're going to want you. No, you shouldn't.
I stopped feeling that a long time ago.
No, and actually recently in recent, I would say the last 6 months, I did too. Because
it's not my responsibility. Like, I have these sick days for a reason.
Yeah.
Granted, it may be, I don't even want to say unethical, but it's probably more unprofessional than unethical to say I'm sick when I'm not sick. However,
if you need a day,
I might not be using that sick day for the traditional I'm throwing up or I'm coughing my lungs up. It could be
you need a rest.
I'm going through some fucking wild shit.
That's the point.
Exactly.
There you go.
And I need this time. That same situation I was telling you about before, it was like, bro, I was literally in a fucking mental health crisis at that moment.
I want you to know.
And this motherfucker was like, "You
way.
Can't finish the rest of the." No, it's not that. We're not going to go into all that. We're not going into all that. It's a whole different story. The whole scenario, shit's in the past.
Yeah.
But my point is, the fact that this motherfucker didn't even have like, I don't know, the wherewithal to be like, okay, look, my employees will probably work better if they're in a fucking state of of full wellness. And this motherfucker, he's always doing some Tai Chi. He had us doing some Tai Chi in the fucking office one time. This is the same type of motherfucker
that puts a Bible on his desk.
Almost, but it's like the vegans. You know how vegan motherfuckers make you feel guilty for eating meat. Bro, it got to the point where I was just being resentful for the fact of being resentful. And it was like, oh, you know what? You don't eat fucking meat? That motherfucker, I'm coming to this motherfucker office and I'm eating a steak in front of your ass.
Yeah.
Like, fuck off. Like, you with your pretentious bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there was like, there was a time, I remember this was a funny one. And you know how I am with the social justice warrior shit. If you go,
I feel like it's dying down a little bit.
It is dying down.
Yeah.
And I've been noticing people don't really like. There's a lot more people like talking shit about the pronoun shit, which is the dumbest fucking shit in it. But this goes into what I'm talking about. So this motherfucker says, he always watch. I would come in the morning. He'd be watching Democracy Now, which is like a left wing. And I'm not going into whether left right is better. That doesn't matter. I'm in the middle either way. But it's like a left wing type thing, and this chick kept using Latinx. You know, like that's the gender, non-specific gender, or whatever the fuck the word they use for Latino / Latina.
Okay.
So gender neutral is the word. So like, oh, you got to say Latinx, and I'm thinking in my head, I was like, I've dated a lot of Latina women, and I've been around a lot of Hispanic people speaking Spanish. I ain't never heard nobody refer to themselves as Latinx.
Dude, that sounds like a cult. If you
Well,
really,
but that's what I'm getting to.
yeah.
So this is what people who are quote unquote woke. This is the type of shit they do. Is like they'll try to inject it into like normal conversation. So he was like blah blah blah, and somehow Latin people came up, and he was like, yeah, Latinx. And I'm like looking at him, I'm like, you just heard that shit on the fucking show that we watched this, or you were listening to this morning. How you gonna just fucking pop it in the conversation like you're fucking this woke ass motherfucker now? Like, shut up, dude. Like, you go to any Spanish speaking country, that shit does not exist. It's
funny.
only an American fucking, like I said, woke mentality, and woke is not even what woke is. I'm preaching right now.
It's all right, Jerry, preach. And if I could tell my brother to preach, I'll let him preach. But no, but you're 100% right, man. And then I thought about it just for not even a fraction of a second. When you are in the work environment and you need a date, whether you're sick, like Jared said, coughing, God forbid you got something going on with the
real quick. All right, Epic. Thanks for coming through. Thank you for everything last week. And,
he's heading out.
And
Hey.
also, thank you for the 10 gifted subs. I was trying to wait till we had a break in the conversation, but he's got to go because he's got to go kill a deer tomorrow.
All right. Hey, love you, buddy. Thank you so much, man. You are an honorary Yenzer.
Get a 9-point buck.
Yeah. It shows some cool shit, brother. Be safe. Love you. Thank you so very much, man.
Back to your thing.
But I put it this way. I feel more anxiety within myself when I tell people I'm not coming to work because I feel like I'm going to have to explain myself.
Well, but again, that's like, I just got to the point where I was just like, I'm not explaining shit anymore. Like, I'm sick. Well, I need you to do this. Well, it'll have to wait.
And so I'm going to tell you, and I know, and I don't even care at this point. Maybe a month ago, I woke up one Wednesday morning or Tuesday morning.
You could have you didn't have to give a time frame. You could have just said any day.
Any day. It doesn't matter. I don't care. But I woke up, I'm not going to go into details about what my job requirements are, but I woke up one morning. I actually got up kind of early. I felt pretty good to go. And I just kind of sat there. The weather was nice outside. I looked out my window and I was like, why the fuck do I want to go to work today? Like, seriously. I was like, I don't need to be there because my job typically, like my responsibilities, don't start till 5 p.m., and it's like, I don't need to be there today. Called him, hey, what's wrong? I didn't even call him. I texted the giant group. I said, hey, not coming in today. Just not feel. I said, I'm not feeling it, for the lack of a better word. And they're like, okay, no problem. They didn't question me. Took a day off. I was able to sit down and do some things around the house. Little, like, tiny shit, man. I was able to do the things my mom wants me to do on the weekends. And, I just had space in my head.
Yeah, I think some employers are getting hip to that now. It's like,
and they very well fucking should be because it's disgusting.
They don't realize the whole thing. And I hate going to this fucking. That's another thing on TikTok is this fucking generational battle that's going on. Like, I hate doing boomers versus whatever. But boomers grew up with this mentality because they're around during the fucking time when cars were first being built and Henry Ford and the fucking 9 to 5 days a week. That's where that came from.
Yeah, it's a
from
mindset.
A production line.
Yeah, it's mindset. Dude.
Same thing with the educational system. You go to school 5 days a week from this many hours, basically 8 hours, 7 to 8 hours. Yeah, because lunch is the one. They're building into your mind that this is what a work is or how you earn money, just to create a production line. You know what I'm saying? Like, out of everything. That's where McDonald's comes from. Is like the reason they became so popular is because the production of, like, boom, we're gonna make the same burger the same way every fucking time.
Yeah.
And what was their thing for a long time? This many burgers sold. It was the same fucking burger for fucking years. You know what I'm saying? Until they had to change it up because other people came into the market and changed up things. But this is what America is built on, is production line.
And I think we're at a point in time where the what is the word I'm looking for? The paradigm is kind of
Shifting, yeah.
shifting, yeah. And the modern day 9 to 5, punch in, the little steam comes out of the
Yeah.
you
So,
know, yeah,
I remember I did an internship at this place in DC, and they actually still had a fucking punch clock, bro. I was like,
yeah.
what the fuck are we doing right now?
And you want to talk about
And that was 2012-ish?
you're talking about 10 years ago, and you're talking about like an old school punch clock. I
Yeah.
mean,
like from the 50s type
yeah,
shit.
yeah. I mean, in theory, like as a novelty, like, hey, that's kind of cool. But if you have to use it to work, it's like, what
fuck
is it?
that.
Yeah.
And then you got to turn it in and all this other shit.
And I think what especially in the field that you're in, and a lot of people in this general area with government work, what COVID has taught us is that we don't have to go to the office.
Oh, yeah, my job, I don't.
Yeah. It's like, why am I getting up an hour and a half early?
Bro, who the fuck are you telling?
Yeah, to drive somewhere for you to complain
and then find
about
parking.
being 10 minutes late,
And then find parking if you don't pay for the university's parking or wherever my fucking garage for whatever building they're using. Either way, I got to pay for parking if I'm driving in. I mean, I could take the metro, but I got to get up even earlier just to make sure I get there on time. So it's a whole bunch of, and then you got a manager that's like, oh, you're fucking 5 minutes late.
And then
you're in
spent the
trouble
last
now.
2 hours of your life doing everything you could
To get there.
To get there.
You think I fucking wanted to be 5 minutes, 10 minutes late? Man, go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
dude.
no, and so with that just overall consensus in your mind, it demotivates people. It's almost like when you go to work,
the
it's like
production goes down.
yeah.
It's been proven. Studies over and over and over again have been proven, especially people who work at home. They're fucking. I don't know the exact numbers. I'm pretty sure it's like 70 to 80% more productive from home than they are in the office. Because in the office, you're talking to a bunch of motherfuckers. At home, you don't have to go to Starbucks to fucking get your coffee. Once you get there, you don't gotta you can just fucking brew your coffee, sit down at your desk, do some work, answer some emails, fucking take a 5-minute break, 10-minute break, get back to it. Shit, half the time you got most of your shit done before it's even like, you know what I'm saying?
It's actually kind of sickening, dude. Like the way that we are all, like you said, like even from early as when we're raised into school and like, hey, we're
brainwashed. We're all brainwashed.
Yeah, we're all brainwashed to feel this. But like I said, the paradigm is shifting, and we've all kind of realized, like, you know what? Hey, you know what? Put it this way. If you work for somebody, say your boss has a bad day and he goes on a tangent and yells at everybody. Okay, it happens. He's the boss. Shit ain't going right. Cool. I don't take that part.
That's no excuse to fucking be, because he's having a bad day doesn't give him an excuse to fucking take it out on the employees.
Yeah, you can tell that to any boss ever. They're never going to listen to that, dude.
That means they're shitty bosses. Period.
Oh yeah.
If you you expect me not to bring my personal shit to work, don't fucking bring your personal shit to work. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
and then have the nerve to take it out of me. There's another thing. Oh, you and your wife are having problems? You bringing that shit to me? I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, fuck your wife.
You didn't give a fuck when I fucking had a fucking mental breakdown in front of the entire office. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit, I don't know.
No, but also some people should not be in positions of power as well.
There's a lot of it. What happens? You're 100% correct. But what happens is usually they've been there for a long time and they've just outlasted other people. So they're like, well, somebody has to put somebody in charge. So they end up giving it to that person, even though they might not be. They may be qualified.
No, I've seen that too.
Yeah, it happens a lot. They may be qualified as far as what an employee can do, but who says they have managerial skills?
Yeah,
those are two different things. Me being in the position to do the job, and me being able to manage people who do the job are two totally separate jobs.
And again,
my master's is in this shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's like,
yeah. So, look, folks, lab rats. This stuff is important. Me and Jared are obviously very big advocates of doing this podcast. We're very big advocates of well-being and mental health, especially that. We, like many others, have been subjected to, somebody who's just not the right person to be taking charge, and it does have an effect on you, and it affects morale, and it affects the overall quality of everything in general. It all goes to the top.
I need you to start moving that mic around as you're moving around. That way, move it up to you. There you go. So, that's why it can be moved. That's why it's on a hinge thing.
Can you hear me, folks?
Yeah, keep going.
But I don't know, man. It just kind of amazes me how, back to the original point of the conversation, when you really need help and you're like, hey, what can we do to make things better? And it's like, oh, hey, we can do this and that. No, we can't do that.
I took that up. But it went into what I was saying. But
yeah, no, but you're right. And it's like, well, then.
It's like, don't fucking ask me. You know what that is? And here's this similar thing has happened to me before. I think what it is, it's a way for them to make it look like they care. When it's just what's the word? It's like cloak and dagger type shit.
Yeah, no, and
it's like, what do you think we could do to improve? I'm not gonna do it. Subtext.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be able to do it. And fine, if you can't do something like that, tell me. Like, this is what you guys suggest. Well, I don't think this is in the budget, but like, tell me the truth. Don't fucking be like, oh, I'm looking for your opinion on some shit, but we're not gonna do it anyway, just because status quo is good enough for me as long as I get what I need. Yeah. As long as you're doing what I need you to do, that's it. Like, we don't care how productive you are, as long as you're still productive.
Yeah, and that's the downside to it, because I have a mindset, like, initially when I first started doing anything. It's like, hey, this person has this thought process on how things should be done. Okay, let's see if it works, right? And let's say 90% of the time it works, and then there's 10%. Hold on, and let's say there's 10% that it doesn't. It's like, okay, so what's wrong with the 10% when it doesn't happen? Maybe it's busy, maybe somebody wasn't there. You can kind of point out certain scenarios where where the ball is dropped, right? But when you get into a scenario where the ball is constantly being juggled, like, me and you just blah, 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 and people are like in there, and it's like they're dropping,
or the goal line is constantly moved.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know what else you want me to do, because I am only one person. I can only do so much.
Yeah.
I even said this. I said, hey,
I literally left the job before that, just because of the goal line kept getting moved.
Yeah, and that's kind of what they do at my place, and it's automotive.
And I get it. You want to do better than you did last month, but let's be realistic. Every month is not going to be the same, or every quarter is not going to be the same.
It's not.
But
when it comes to, let me ask you, Jared, let me ask you, like, and I'm asking you as a consumer, not as a worker, as a consumer.
Mm-hmm.
Has anybody in any establishment you have ever gone to gone up to you after your experience and been like, hey, you're going to get a survey. Can you fill it out?
As a consumer?
Let
me think. Because I don't like consuming a lot. I only get what I need necessary.
No, and I agree with that. But say,
I'm sure, yeah, you get them, like, even if you order online, you'll get a survey.
Yeah, like, hey.
Oh, no, you know what? I'll take that back. And it's happened twice since I've been in that complex. I forgot what the first one was about, but I had to call them for something. Well, this time they came in. They do like periodic, like every 6 months they'll come in and check, make sure like certain shit is running, like the fucking smoke detector's working, the heater's fucking done, and all. The shit they just come in and check every now and then. So I was having trouble with the smoke detector, and I never called anybody.
Yeah. But
the shit kept beeping, and I bought new fucking batteries to fucking replace, and it just kept beeping and beeping, even though I changed the batteries, I fucking did all this shit, and so eventually the shit just stopped working. And I was like, just fuck it.
Yeah.
And then they came in and checked the shit, and I'm giving way too many details, but anyway, it was broken. It needed to be replaced, so he replaced it. And after the guy was done, he was like, could you take this whenever you have time and just do the survey and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I want to do it. I would like to help you out. And I don't know what benefit you get out of it, but probably I'm going to forget. In my head, I'm like, I'm going to forget. Even though you left this flyer on my, and I still have it sitting there. This shit was about a month ago.
Yeah.
But I'm just not going to want to take the time to fill this out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the same thing when I worked in the cell phone industry, they used to make us do the same thing. I only asked because if it just looked better for me if I just had people doing it. People would do it for the most part. But it's just, I don't. So what's your point? I'm sorry.
So my point is that, you know, I work in a business where, you know, customer service is like, just like any job, but is like essentially top tier. It's like, hey, did you leave happy? Because if anybody works in the automotive business, the surveys is the bread and butter of everything.
Well, that was my point about when I worked in cell phones. We had to do the same thing. I was customer service, but I was also fixing their phone, and they wanted to that customer service is part of just like you're saying.
Yeah,
I'm servicing their shit. Like we would like you to do a survey for this, that, and the other thing. Could you please fill it out?
So you have asked customers, say, hey, you know, okay, so you've done that.
Yeah.
All right, so I have to do the same thing.
I've been all over the world, baby.
Yeah. So I have to do the same thing with my job. However, the difference between, there is no difference between the fact of the survey. But when you have a survey scale, was there, let's say it's on a 10-point scale, right? And you as a Verizon user or somebody who works there said, hey, you know what? Hey, you said, hey, Jared, you fixed my cell phone. Hey, RJ, you may get a survey in your email or blah, blah, about today's visit. If you could fill that out for us, we'd greatly appreciate it if we gave you exceptional service, blah, blah, blah. And say it's on a 10-point scale.
Mm-hmm.
And say I had a great time, me personally, and then I'm busy, and then I get my email, and I'm at work, and I'm like, oh, and then I go 8, you know, not a 10, even though you guys were 10s, at least to me, give you 8s.
Yeah.
And then your boss sees it. And then your boss comes up to you.
Why didn't you get a 10?
Why did you not do this?
And
then you have to explain it. Why did that person that you know personally, because you helped them, you watched them walk out that door.
I don't think that it's your responsibility to explain it because you're not that person.
I'm not, exactly.
You would have to go back to the source of the information to figure out why they gave an 8 instead of a 10. Now, here's the thing. Again, I've been doing marketing for a while. Statistics is like one of the classes when you have a business degree, you have to take that. This comes into that. How about maybe put in the fucking questionnaire, why did you not give us a 10? Instead of having the manager come back to the employee. It's like you have no control over that. You did the best you could. Fucking put it in the questionnaire. If you answered anything other than a 10, what could we have done to giving you a 10?
Yeah.
I've done surveys like that say that.
Yeah.
How come that doesn't have it? Like, don't come to me, motherfuckers. Like, let them fucking answer it.
So I'm going to give you a good example. Just from my personal experience, and this will trickle down to anybody who's ever done my type of work. I had a gentleman, a very avid visitor of my business, has a very nice Jeep Wrangler, lifted, blah, 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 this, and that. Doesn't matter. Yeah. So put a lift kit on it. I mean, just took my time, listening to this gentleman, he was great. Yeah. I mean,
point.
And so I come into work one day, maybe 2 or 3 days after, this guy's well on his way.
Gotcha. You came into work one day, and then what happened?
And then they said, hey, RJ, what did you do to this guy? And I was like, what do you mean? They were like, he only gave you an 8. And I was like, and me personally, I'm like, and they're like, well, that's not good business. And I was like, what do you mean? It's great.
Oh, fuck. That's 80%. Yeah. That's good. Bro, in the Marine Corps, if you get any in the Marine Corps, any test you take in boot camp or just pretty much in the entire time you're in the Marine Corps, anything less than 80% is unsatisfactory. So 8 is good.
Yeah, no, I
It's
think
not.
an 8 is
It's not
great.
the best, but it's better than if I got a fucking 5.
And so they were literally up in my ass, dude. I mean, seriously.
So
They were
wait,
like-
so did you find out?
So this guy, he actually came back to the dealership the same day that this, because he was looking to buy another vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Well, maybe that's why. Maybe I don't know.
it was really, it was just.
tell me. Okay, do you know why he gave you an 8?
So he came in and they were like, "We want you to ask you why he gave you an 8." And I was like, "That's." I looked him dead in the face. I said, "That's fucking weird." I literally.
It's kind of weird.
It is. I know it's actually very
But
fucking weird. to me.
again, like I said, they should have put that should be a question on the survey.
And I agree with that. So I said, "All right, I'll this is my."
And you could have done it slick, like in just conversation, be like, "Hey man, I'm just wondering why. How come you gave me an 8 the other day?" And it's probably not even you. It was probably the whole entire experience.
No. And I asked him, and I know how to be smooth. Trust me, I'm a smooth talker, baby.
Oh, okay.
Smooth
Okay,
jazz.
here we go.
107.9.
Okay, let's relax.
Anyway, but I said, "Hey, man," and I pulled him off to the side, and I just told him straight up. I said, "Hey, dude," like I said, "these guys are hounding me why you gave us an 8 instead of a 10," because he was a cool guy, and he said, "Are they giving you a hard time about that?" And I said, "Yeah, unfortunately they are." He said, "Why, man?" He said, "You're fucking great." And I said, "I know." I said, "But if you give me an 8, it looks like I fucking came into your lawn, shit in front of a Mother Teresa statue, and then left, and then spray painted your doorway."
That actually sounds fun. Shitting in front of a Mother Teresa statue.
Amen, folks.
That's a clip.
And he was like, "Look, dude," he's a personal trainer. He's like, "Look, man, I was in the gym. My email went off. I saw this." He said, "I'm just clicking, blah, blah, blah." He said, and I was good. He said, "I took 2 minutes to do it." And he said,
people don't want to do those things. They get so many surveys. They don't want to
Yeah.
do those things.
So that's my point. And I was like, "Hey, man, you realize when you have that natural relationship with a customer, the last thing I want to do when our conversation ends is like, hey, you might get a survey in your email.
Yeah.
Would you just make sure we sound good?" Because it makes like everything I said the last 5 minutes
Like a lie.
sound like I'm just trying to get you to
Yeah,
feel
no,
that out.
bro, trust me, I know.
Yeah.
When we used to have to do that shit, I used to fucking hate it. Especially like, I don't know. I told you about my sickness when I was doing sales. When I was doing sales of cell phones, it just got. It was so fun because I don't know. It's hard to explain. You get to play with people's minds a little bit. But I'm not. If I just made somebody spend, I don't know, fucking $2,000 on cell phones, I'm not. And that's even cheap these days. It could be way more now. But
Which is a shame, too.
But if I just got them to spend that much fucking money, like, I'm not gonna ask them how it was. It's like, I already know I'm fucking them, you know.
So yeah, so do you know what my job is? Is they want me to ask the people that I didn't help or have any extra interaction.
That doesn't.
No,
work.
it doesn't, because
That's not. They're not getting good. You're not getting true sample sizes, or you're not getting true. Yeah, you're not getting the true. Now you're getting the overall experience and not your experience.
exactly.
And now they're trying to find a way to blame you for their fucking.
Do you know how good my surveys are, Jared? They're immaculate.
I'm sure they are,
yeah.
but I'm just saying, like, it's just a horrible system. Back in the day, it was probably cool.
It's a dated way of thinking, dude. I'm sorry, man. It is. You cannot have a natural interaction with somebody and then ask them for it.
No, definitely not asking.
I'm sure there's a way of doing it and smooth.
No,
talking.
you just have to send it to them, and they have to, like, because everything's electronic now. You just have to send it to them. You can't just be like, oh, blah blah blah. But I get it. They're doing that. They're telling y'all to do that just to fucking make sure their numbers are pumped up compared to another dealership.
Oh yeah, that's all it is.
Oh, I know.
Oh yeah.
Trust me, I know.
It's garbage.
I know the
Garbage.
whole fucking system. Same thing was what I was telling you. It was the same exact shit. Like, ask for the survey, blah blah. Just so you're looking better in somebody's eyes and somebody else's eyes, and then the regional manager gets a fucking boost for their fucking numbers being at a certain thing.
Yeah, it
has nothing to do, like, we don't see that shit on down at our level. Like, it's for you. It's not even for me. It's not even for the company. It's for you to get your bonus. That's all it is.
And so I cannot tell you how many times.
I don't know why we're deep into this, but
I think it's therapeutic, and I think it's good for
for
everybody
you.
to hear it. No, I think
bringing
it's
up bad memories for me.
No, I didn't mean to. My bad. No, but to wrap this portion of the conversation,
let's just put it through. I've been through a lot of shit to get to where I'm at now.
No,
and I'm still fucking struggling because I don't want to fucking
bend the knee.
No, I don't. Well, that, and I don't want to. I refuse to go back to a straight up traditional 9 to 5. If anything, I'm gonna stay where I'm at as long as I can. And if comedy ever fucking pops off, then I'm gonna fucking transition into that and fucking call it a day from there. But I'm never gonna be. I don't work out in traditional jobs. I've probably been fired for more jobs than you can even think of. Like, it would be, to you, it would sound, I'm not gonna fucking put it out here, but it would sound like, what the fuck is wrong with you? First of all, I got ADHD. Like, there's a whole lot of shit that goes with that people who don't know what the symptoms and the traits are of it, that goes into it. But also, I also have this entrepreneurial spirit where it's like, fuck you, dude. I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want, because this is how it should be done, and not the way you saying that some book from 30 years ago said it should be done.
Yeah, and I also agree with that. I think it's a very dated mindset with certain things.
No, everything is all dated.
All right. Well, Jared, take 30 seconds to talk to these folks. I'm going to pee. I'll be right back.
No. Might as well shut it down. Oh. We're at hour 30. Bro, we're at hour 30. All right. Shut it down. With that being said,
folks, ladies and gentlemen, RJ has to pee. Thank you for listening to episode 208 of the Mad Scientist Lab podcast.
He's about to piss himself.
Oh, I am, folks.
Look at him. Look at him, y'all.
Oh, this is like when I had to poop in that trucker stop on the way to Pittsburgh. John, thank you very much. And
He's gone.
folks.
He's gone.
Oh, it's okay. We'll
Stop
see you.
Stop screaming.
All right, I got to pee.
Jesus Christ.
Bye.
Peace, y'all. He's a weirdo. This fucking guy. Holla.
Hit you so hard you won't see nothing. Ever, 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 ever.
Audio Skulls all day.
The Merit Scientist Lab. The Merit Scientist Lab. The Merit Scientist Lab. The Merit Scientist Lab.
You can't have an opinion on something that you haven't even tried.
Exactly. The Merit Scientist